3rd of August, Rabbi Moore, Parsha, Hashavua, Devarim.
Maybe
All
it's
right.
something to do.
Can you delete the recording?
Hello, Rabbi Moore, can you hear me? I think you just said you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. Meir, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Lou.
Okay, I'm working, so Rabbi Moore, the problem has to do with you. I can see your lips moving, but I cannot hear you.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see what's happening.
It's better.
I hear you now.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Check it out.
Okay. Very good. I don't see you. No.
Oh, yeah, something is wrong with my video. I don't know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. There we go.
Oh, you
Okay.
found it.
Yeah, we're all better now. Good, everybody. I'm sorry for being delayed. Now, let's go. Okay.
Yeah, your phone is off, by the way.
Who?
Your phone is off. I called you and I got an answering machine.
You got an answering machine. When was that?
Yeah, it didn't ring. It just immediately gave me a recording.
Who else is calling me? I don't see it registered at all. It could be anyway. I've had serious reception problems here in the neighborhood. I don't know what it is, but anyway, let's go. Pasuk Vav. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Anyway, I forgot to send it to you. As we're doing, I'm going to send it to you.
Right, you had that write-up you were going to send.
Yes. Okay.
It's by someone named Benjamin Moore.
Right. I'm going to send it to you. Okay. But anyway, let's make a start. Pasuk Vav. Who read where we up to? Vav. Meir.
Okay. It says, Hashem Elokeinu diber eleinu b'chorev lemor Rav lachem shevet bahar hazeh. So Hashem, our God, spoke to us at Chorev, saying, Rav lachem, you have a lot.
It's enough for you.
Oh, it's enough.
Rashi's going to explain.
Oh, so you have enough. What? Staying at this mountain, I guess.
Right.
Shevet. Okay. Okay, so Rashi. Rav lachem shevet. You have enough. Pishuto. So this is the simple meaning. Okay. V'yesh midrash agada. And this is the Agadic midrash. Harbe gedula lachem v'sachar al yeshivatchem b'har zeh. Let's see, Harbe Gedola, there's great greatness, I guess, for you and reward for you having dwelled at this mountain. Okay, oh, here. Asitem Mishkan Menorah V'chelim. So you made the Mishkan, the menorah, and all its vessels. Kibaltem Torah, and you received Torah. Minitem Lachem Sanhedrin. So you've appointed the
Appointed for
Sanhedrin
yourselves.
for yourselves, okay. Sarei Alafim Sarei Meot. Leaders for thousands and leaders for hundreds.
Officers of 1,000 and officers of 100. Of 100.
Officers, sorry. Oh, okay.
Now, so first of all, Kipshute means you've been here, Rav Lochem Shevas Barazer, you've been here a long time. That's the first chat. Rav means great. Okay, in fact, the Targum actually says Sagi Lochem, enough. But Rashi seems to be explaining it Rav in quantity means. Rav means great, as in great in quantity, great in quality. But Rav Lochem Shevas Barazer means you've been here a long time. That's the first shot. That's Kipshuta. And the second shot is you've had a lot of greatness. A lot of greatness has come out of you staying at this mountain. Okay.
If you take the second understanding, why does it then say, so now it's time to leave?
Oh. Yes, according to the second explanation, what do you mean? So why leave? Okay, let's stay here a bit longer then.
Right. My English says you have had much dwelling by this mountain. Turn and journey.
Yeah, that's also a thing. You have stayed. Let's see how I translated it actually. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just trying to open this. See.
That's funny.
Okay.
That, you
You've
would
stayed
have,
long enough at this mountain. That's how I translated it. Yeah. Okay. No, but what is another point which is interesting? If you would have enumerated in order of importance,
I was going to ask that. Why isn't the Torah first?
right? Why is the Torah first? So made a Mishkan and Menorah. Why mention Menorah out of all the other Kalim? You know, I would have said the Aron, maybe the Aron HaKodesh, maybe. Sita Mishkan, Menorah, Kalim, Kibaltim Torah. And the whole point. And why make a big deal about Sanhedrin?
Maybe Rashi was thinking that serving Hashem was the immediate issue at hand, and learning the Torah was obviously important. But I guess maybe at that point they didn't need to know all the mitzvot.
So maybe the point is Harbe Gedula Lachem. With the Jewish people, needless to say, were yearning always for a national identity. To be like, I'm not saying to be a nation like all other nations, but to have national institutions. So in this respect, this is what the Pasuk is telling you. Asisa Mishkan, Menorah V'Kelim. I'm not sure. Just let me check up over here. Let's see if I have any notes over here. Rashi. By the way, your question, Lou, the Go Arya asked this question. Hello? Yes? If
Yeah, I'm here.
If it is such a wonderful place, why are they then told turn about and travel?
Right.
Go Arya answers that God was telling them that there was no need for them to remain any longer at Mount Sinai, so they had already received all that was fitting to be given to them at this stage.
Right.
Well, what wasn't the ultimate gift going to be Canaan, though? For them?
It was going to be Eretz Yisrael itself.
Eretz Israel itself, right?
Yeah, but as far as what was to be gotten from House Sinai, from being at House Sinai, this is but the other question I didn't really see addressed in my notes. I don't know. Don't have really an answer. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Oh, Lou's left us?
No, Lou's
No,
here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, great. Okay, you're up to bat. Okay, Pasuk Zion.
Okay. Pasuk Zion says, Panu us'u lachem uvo'u har ha'emori ve'el kol shechenav ba'arava bahar uvashfela uvanegev uvechof hayam eretz hakinaani v'halevanon ad ha-nahar ha-gadol nahar pras.
Correct, yes.
Pras.
Paras.
So turn yourselves
Well, turn and travel for yourselves. This one literally.
and journey yourselves for yourselves, and come to the mountain of the Emori and to all its neighbors in the plain, in the mountain, and in the lowland, and in the south, and in the seacoast, the land of the Canaanite, and the Lebanon, until the great river, the river Pras.
Right. Is he translated with your translation? Suppose
Translate
as
as Euphrates.
Right, but I think I also could translate it as Paras. That was my rule.
Is it our understanding that it's referring to the Euphrates?
Yes.
Okay. So Rashi says, Panu us'u lachem. turn yourselves and journey. Turn
Turn
and
about.
journey for yourselves.
Means turn about and travel for yourselves. Okay. Yeah. Or
Zo derech.
in English, you wouldn't translate it as the lochem. Yeah. Turn about and travel. Because obviously when a person's traveling, he's traveling for himself. Question is, why does the Torah add that word? That's a question in itself. In English, I would leave it untranslated. Okay. Penu u's'u lochem, zu derech arad v'chorma. Okay? Meaning, a change direction, we're going north now. Till then, there had been, they were, Chayrev was quite a way to the south, and now we're turning around northwards. That's why Rashi says Zuderach Arad v'Chorma. I'm not quite sure why Rashi feels a necessity to mention, because it's pretty obvious that in the south of Eretz Yisrael, and Arad v'Chorma is where after, where was it? Vayishma Knani Melech Arod, Kibo Yisrael Derech Asarim. It was in Parshas Chukas, after Aaron had died, that was traveling north. And this was the Chorma was where the Amalekites were. Okay, Ubo Har Mori, right? Come to the mountain of the Amorites. Okay. Let's continue, Lou, please. Yeah. Hello.
Mash ma'o,
Right.
like it sounds.
Or not just yeah, it means that as its literal meaning. Come to the mountain of the Amorites. Vel kol shechenov.
And to all its neighbors, Ammon u'Moav v'Har Seir. Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir.
Yeah. Why it's called Mount Seir and not Edom, I'm not sure. Okay.
Ba'arava, in the plain, Zeh Mishor Shel Ya'ar. This is a plain of wood, a wooded plain.
Wooded plain, the forest.
Bahar, on the mountain. Zehar Hamelech. This is the mountain of the king. Uvash Fela, and in the lowland, Zo Sheep Las Darom. This is the lowlands of the south.
Okay, this is all, by the way, Bahar or Bashvela are all part of the territory of Yehuda, which later is going to be the territory of the tribe of Yehuda. Uvanegev,
Uvanegev, Uvachof Hayam, and in the south and at the seacoast.
okay.
Ashkelon ve'Aza ve'Keisari v'chule.
Right.
Ashkelon and Gaza and Kesari, etc.
Yes, this is Aza and Caesarea. That's the first. Caesarea is Caesarea. How far north is Caesarea? We'll have to ask Mr. Netanyahu.
B'Sifrei, as it is stated in the Sifrei.
Right. So basically, Moshe Rabbeinu told the Jewish people all the, I guess, somewhat the landmarks, the natural landmarks of Eretz Yisrael. Okay.
Ad Hanar Hagadol, until the great river. Mipnei she nizkar im Eretz Yisrael, because it is mentioned with the land of Israel. Kor-o gadol, it is called great. Meshel, Mashal, Hedyos, Omer.
Hedyot. Mashal Hedyot.
Hedyot, Omer. A metaphor, a common metaphor is said. Eved Melech, Melech. The slave of a king is a king.
Right.
He davek la sachvar v'yish tachavu loch. Attach yourself to a potentate.
Oh, wow. That's a funny name. I just said noble.
And they
Anyway.
will bow before you.
Yeah, stay close to a noble and people will bow down to you.
Oh, I see. Karav legabe da hina ve'i da hain. Come close with one who is anointed and become anointed.
Right. So if you get close to one anointed with oil, you too will become anointed by touching it.
By touching him?
It means the oil will rub off on you. You understand? Yes, he's been anointed with oil. That's the whole how should we say, metaphor over here. Is that since he's been anointed with oil, if you get close to him, some of the oil will rub off onto you. It means doesn't, and the idea is that even somebody may not necessarily have any right to greatness in his own right, but if he stays close to people who are great, some greatness will rub off onto him. The same thing that the Paras, the Nahar Paras, the river Paras, the river Euphrates, in the order it's mentioned in Sefer Bereshit, in Chumash Bereshit, it's number 4 of the big rivers, of the great rivers. Okay? And here it calls it the great river. Now, obviously, it's not referring to its size because we see from Bereshit, it's only mentioned number 4. Okay? So it wasn't the largest river, but it's called the great river because it borders on Eretz Yisrael. And Eretz Yisrael is the great land. So therefore, any river bordering on the great land is called the great river. Okay? Why we need 3 different examples to tell us this, right? We've got 3, so I have a little note over here, I think. No, I don't. Yeah, although it was in fact the shortest of all the 4 rivers that flowed out of the Garden of Eden, since it is the last to be mentioned, yeah. Since this is the last to be mentioned. So since it's number 4, yeah. Okay, fine, let's go.
Okay, Chet.
Pasuk Ches.
Re'ena tati lifnechem et haaretz bo urshu et haaretz asher.
Oh, by the way, I just want to mention one. What is Lebanon? The Lebanon mentioned over here in the pasuk.
Oh,
Is it the same reference when they say the cedars of Lebanon?
Well, I refer you to next week's Parsha, Parsha's Veschanan, where Moshe Rabbeinu pleaded to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to go into the land, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm sorry, I cannot accept your request, but, so before he says, chapter 3, Pasuk 25. Beginning of verse Chana.
Okay.
You have it?
It says, let's see, Ebrana.
Ebrono, please
So,
let me pass.
Okay,
Bere or pass means cross over.
crossover. Okay,
Bere sa'oretz hatoiva, and see the good land, Asher be'eva Yarden, which is on the other side of the Jordan. Hahar hatov hazeh, this good mountain, V'halavona and the Lebanon. What
oh,
does Rashi say?
where's Rashi? That was what,
And the
20?
pasuk there.
Okay, Ebrana. Eina ela lishon bakasha.
Means no means please. Okay. Ahar hatov hazeh.
Oh, Zo Yerushalayim. Wow.
This good mountain is referring to Yerushalayim. The Halavonoi,
Okay.
says Rashi,
Ze Beit HaMikdash Shemilabein Avonotenu Shel Yisrael.
right.
Oh.
Your Rashi actually has that. I don't have it in my Rashi. It says the Gemara says that.
It's from Yoma. Yeah.
That's it.
Yuma.
Beis Hamikdash, right. So Levonoin is referring to the Beis Hamikdash. And in fact, the Targum also translates it Levonoin Ubeis Makdashah. Now, that's clear in the context of where it's mentioned in Parshas Veschanan. It says, it doesn't go through all the other sites of Eretz Yisrael, all the other landmarks. Just says, let me go to the good land. Let me see the good land, which is on the other side of the Jordan. Hahar HaTov Hazeh, this good mountain. B'halavona. Now, Hahar HaTov is clearly the goodness about it is that it gives, it's the holy city. It's referring to the holy city of Yerushalayim. Okay, so in that context, Halavona also must be something which is connected to that, because otherwise, why mention Levona more than any other landmark? Whereas over here, Rashi doesn't comment at all, and neither do many of the other Mefarshim. That so it could well be that Levona in our pasuk over here in Parshas Devarim is referring to Lebanon. In other words, that's the northernmost extremity of Eretz Yisrael.
So what we call Lebanon today is part of biblical Eretz Yisrael?
Oh, so exactly, I'm not sure. Definitely, most definitely, the biblical time, Eretz Yisrael, meaning Eretz Yisrael during the time of the first Beis Hamikdash, the time of David and Shlomo Melech, definitely reached farther north than it does today. That's undoubtedly so. Whether Sidon and Tyre were part of Eretz Yisrael or not, that's a question. But definitely parts of Lebanon were definitely part of Eretz Yisrael. However, when they came back after the Babylonian exile and they built the second Beis Hamikdash, then pastors they didn't conquer so far north, and basically where the northern border of Eretz Yisrael is today, of Israel is today, that's pretty much was the northern border in the time of the second Beis Hamikdash. But anyway, so I just pointing out, so it could well be that the Levon, that's why Rashi doesn't comment as he does there, that Levonon over here in our pasuk is referring to actually to Lebanon, not necessarily to the Beis Hamikdash. However, I just want to point out that the Targum Yonasan ben Uziel, I don't know if you're familiar with this, the Onkelos is not the only Targum which has been handed down to us from by tradition or whatever. Onkelos, in fact, was a ger, was a convert from. He was the I think he was the nephew of the Roman emperor or something like that. Anyway, he converted to Judaism and he wrote Targum. He wrote Onkelos. He wrote what's called. His name was Onkelos, and he wrote the Targum. And the Gemara says that the Targum already existed from before, and he just reinstated it. Anyway, besides Targum Onkelos, which is the standard Targum we have on the Chumash, we have the Targum Yonasan ben Uziel. And Yonasan ben Uziel, it says, was a Talmud of Hillel Azaki. He says he was the greatest. Yonasan ben Uziel was the greatest of the Talmidim of Hillel, and the least of them, right, was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Okay. Anyway, so the Yonasan ben Uziel, in fact, that's translated over here as referring to the Beis Hamikdash. Okay, let's continue.
I think we're out of time.
We're out of time. Okay, fine. We'll say that. So tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, we'll pick up again.
So we're on 9 now.
Yes. Oh,
No, Ches, 8.
yeah, we didn't finish.
Oh, we're in the middle of 8, right?
Right. But we'll pass it up to pass it 8. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. See you, Mayor.
Okay.
See you, Gil.